our day in and day out, one of the main thing is our phone. Okay, our phone is actually one of the example for IoTs. Okay, besides Facebook and Google, let me ask. So, for those who have actually did online purchase or transactions, I'm sure that you have heard of things like Lazada, one of it. So Lazada is also considered a cloud service because you log into the web, you do a transaction. You can access to a Lazada as long as you have internet connection, correct? Okay, so it actually integrates with a cloud. And in terms of IoT, how it works is that there are a lot of industry driven. Okay, first one I'll talk about a layman's IoT device. Okay, how Huawei play a part in terms of IoT is in terms of sensor. Okay, besides phones, the things that related to IoT is called sensor. Okay, how sensor work is that as a consumer, we have this kind of device or equipments or accessories ready, which is our what we call smart home environment. Smart home, okay, which means that this particular sensor will enable you to turn on, turn off simple things like lights, air cons, okay, your TV, or even to open or close your gates. How do we control it? Is via our phones. Via our phone, I mean. Okay? Our phone is one of our IoT, and this particular IoT, we talk to other IoTs that the other IoTs will be all the sensors in our home. All we need to do is we install these particular sensors, and from our phone, either remotely in our home, or when we are near our home, we can use our phone to control all the other devices that I mentioned. Fridge, aircon, TV, gates, and so on. Okay, one common thing is that probably I use my phone to control surveillance in my home. Say for example, nowadays hot topics, at home, I want to see what's my babysitter doing. Is my baby safe with my babysitter? So I can log in my phone. From my phone, I can see the sensor and I can check on the surveillance and I can see what's happening in my home. This is a very simple layman down to earth example. Okay. Other than that, these are very drill down to industry. Okay. One thing is that we actually working with Shabas is water sensoring, water meter, all the way from the dam. Okay, from the dam and how they process all the water systems and so on. We can check, is the water level low, high, what's the acidity in the water level. And then from all the way down to consumer, which means that we install a certain sensor in the water system whereby we can detect, is the water level safe? What's the acidity levels? Because in some foreign country, they actually drink water directly from the tap. Of course, not in Malaysia yet. Okay, but other country, yes. So, but that particular sensor will able to tell the owner or the tenant or the people that are living in that particular place, is the water safe to drink? Okay, other than that is waste or recycle management. Like for example, certain place, we install a certain sensor in the rubbish collection. Okay, basically the tong sampah. So if the tong sampah is full or the rubbish bin is full, it will actually alert to the what we call it, the truck, the rubbish truck to come and collect. Okay. Last but not least, we have even sensor for agricultural, or means that right now, how do we we splash water, okay, or also called the water system for the plant. Okay, it's normally nowadays all is by timer. We set certain hours. Okay, splash. With sensor, we can check the humidity, the soil level, and then from there, the water will disperse. That's how IoT works. And of course, last but not least, this might be slightly out. Singapore lately has created an IoT for what we call driverless transportation. Okay, well, means you ride a taxi. That particular taxi do not have a driver. Okay, it's all remote control. All right, so that's more about for IoT. Okay, we have about 10 minutes. Okay, I already touched base what is cloud transitions. I also touched base what is IoT, how Huawei plays in terms of IoT, what kind of device is it. Lastly is that I want to show you some of the example Huawei did and our concept, not to say concept, this actually happens in globally, how Huawei participate in all these technologies. Okay, there's a lot of words here. I might not be able to go through all of it. Okay, first of all, like I mentioned, virtualization and clouds are back to back. Without virtualization, we can't move on to a cloud environment. Okay. Of course, to move to virtualizations, you need to have a platform, a hypervisor. Huawei actually has their own hypervisor, which is called FusionSphere. Okay, nothing to hide. If you have other virtualization software like VMware, Hyper-V, it's still fine. But what I'm trying to highlight is that Huawei has their own software as well. Okay, so these three particular things, I, P, and S, is cloud. Okay, first of all is I is infrastructure as a service. Okay, P is platform as a service, and S is either service or software as a service. Like I mentioned earlier, if you still recall, the cloud 1, 2, and 3, we got to start with I, infrastructure. Infrastructure means the resource. Regardless it's networking, computing, or storage. Okay, platforms and services. Okay, I'll give another very down-to-earth example. Last month I went to KDMB. You know our real KDMB. I met with the director. He told me these questions. He said, I have this problem with my ticketing system. Why and what's the problem? I asked him. He said, my user, they keep complaining, my ticketing system hang. I can't buy ticket. And I asked him, when did it happen? And is there a pattern or time frame? Yeah, he told me, the user only complained during the early morning session, 6 to 10 a.m. and the midnight session, 10 to 12 p.m. Between that time, nobody complains. Nobody even buy tickets. Not to say nobody, but the ticket sales is very low. The peak is on the early morning and in the late night. Then he asked me, how can I solve this problem? Should I buy, say for example, we already calculated, by buying 50 servers, yes, you can meet the peak. Okay, then he said, wow, in this case, should I buy 50 servers so that during the peak, everything is fine? But he said, wow, I'm going to invest so much money just to cater for these 4 hours. That will be really hard to justify. So I tell him, have you considered cloud resources? What means that how does cloud helps is resource on demand. Resource on demand is means that, remember just now I mentioned physical and virtual? Virtual means that rather than buying 50 servers, you buy 10 servers to cater the optimum normal peak, the normal operation. During the peak time, you get resources for that particular 2 hours. But can you buy servers, hardware, physical server for 2 hours? You can't, right? Nobody got to sell you a hardware for 2 hours. Okay, so with a cloud environment, I can say this particular company, say for example Redtone, they have cloud platforms to sell to you. So you can tell them, okay, I want to sign a contract that during these peak hours, you give me the resources that I want, and you charge me for these 2 hours or 4 hours only. Would that solve your problem? Rather than buying 50 servers, you only buy 10 servers, and during that peak, you just buy the resources for that particular durations. Without cloud, you can't do that. With cloud, you have these options. Okay, so far so good. Okay, so time is short. Okay, for IoT, besides the few things that I mentioned, how the industry use IoT is like, for example, drones. Drone is like those mini helicopter and all those flying things that we remotely control. Okay, don't treat it wrong. If you use it rightly, if you use it the right way, okay, what we do is that we use it for troubleshooting or maintenance. Okay, for example, Huawei actually has their own solar PV solution, wind solar panel. Okay, say you have 100 acres of solar panels in the desert. Imagine sending maintenance people to the desert, middle of nowhere, and to maintain this solar panel. It's going to cost you a lot of money. So how we do is that we use the drone with cameras, of course, and from the command center, we can check which particular panels having problems. Okay, so that's one example that I can say about IoTs. So BYOD is more into VDI so far, nothing much yet. So like for example, hospital, the doctors or the nurse, they can bring their own tablets, and from the tablets they log into the VDI, and simple as that. Okay. Another few things I want to highlight is that this might not be relevant for UTM, but one of the hot topics now is what we call safe city or smart city. Okay. Well, I wouldn't go into too details. What I'm trying to say is that nowadays surveillance are so advanced. Okay, somewhere from kilometers away, I can actually see what's happening. Okay, not just that, the camera particular is just a camera. The solution behind it is what's the thing that makes it different. Okay, what I'm trying to say is that first of all, now, old days we use analog surveillance, also called analog surveillance, cameras that recorded into tapes, that's analog. What's the problem with analog? Anyone know? Not clear. Very low resolution. So if you go to a court case and you send this low resolution, it won't work. Okay, that's a bit off. What I'm trying to say is that nowadays, we have already converted from analog to a digital environment. Okay, so we no longer need to store all the surveillance records in a tape. We are storing everything into a disk, hard disk, for example. Number two, technology is so advanced now, we can go for UHD, ultra high definitions. Okay, this ultra high definition is so clear, we can even do face recognitions. Okay, one thing is that, seeing in our office, Jalan Tun Razak, okay, the traffic is moving. Our surveillance cameras can actually zoom in from 33 floor in our office in the map and can zoom into the highway, and we can see the moving traffic. We can scan that particular car plate number. From that car plate number, we can do certain analytical platform. We can know this particular car plate is belong to who owns it, where he stays, and so on. Okay, this is one solution. Another thing is that we can integrate IoTs into a sensor whereby we can put in a certain surveillance or sensor in this particular door. Whoever come in to this particular meeting room, okay, if this particular person is not registered in the system, it will trigger alert or trigger an action. Saying an alarm will trigger. Something like that. Okay, so that's how we integrate with IoTs. Okay, without further ado, because I'll still leave about 5 to 10 minutes for Q&A, I have few videos. Okay, those with the play button, that's a particular category I have video on. I might not have time to play all, so I would like to ask audience here, which particular sector you want to look at. I have solar PV with IoT. I have communication that touch base on safe city, education, government, FSI. I have virtualization that talk about clouds, and I have IoT. Yeah, because time is concerned, each video is about 2 to 3 minutes. Oh, okay, sure. IoT, yeah? Okay. Sadly, I have to open this because I can't save that particular video. want to stop here for a quick one. Okay, what I'm saying is that if you look at just now, the lady went to shopping. Okay, we are actually having these solutions whereby we are working with Mimos. Okay, our famous fruits king of fruits, our durian. Okay, if you know that we actually export a lot of durians to overseas. Okay, we have this issue whereby, you know, when we export durian to Hong Kong, say for example, they ask, okay, where does this durian came from? When it's been shipped to Hong Kong? Everything. So we have a lot of this issue. How we solve it is that Mimos actually has integrated a barcode scan and label into this particular durian box, whereby the consumer can scan that particular barcode, and with this barcode information, they can actually check when it's been shipped and from where. So they know how fresh is it and is this particular durian genuine. Okay, this is actually happening. All right. So we have probably about 5 to 10 minutes left. Do you want to go to Q&A or you want to go to another video? Sorry? Okay, which particular topic that you want to view? Oh, sorry. Okay. Safe city, yeah? Communication. Okay.
We'll show you everything. Reach out and touch everything you see. Seeing your needs, we create more smart tools for universal communication. To help you see different devices connecting consistently and see organized management where there was chaos. Seeing your wasteful business trips. We replace them by communication that goes the distance. Communication across thousands of miles feels like an intimate face-to-face conversation. Colleagues can enhance cooperation through efficient communication at any time. Communicate anytime, anywhere. Establish productive partnerships, even create new business models. Seeing your dreams. We introduce vivid communication to every industry in every corner of the world. Health problems can receive specialized attention. Learning is more interactive and interesting. Remote areas are no longer disconnected. Urban life becomes safer and more ideal.
customer. See further. See now.
See the future.
We are Huawei. We are Huawei.
We are Huawei UCNC.
We are Huawei UCNC.
Reach out and touch everything you see. We are Huawei UCNC.
Right. Okay. So that's it for my sessions. Yeah. Any questions so far? Yes.
Right. Hello. My name is Jaya. Right. When we talk about IoT and smart city and all those things, right, it comes to me two issues, which is the first one is on the safety issue. Like when you're using Facebook, Google Plus, everything, we are exposing our private life to the internet. But when using IoT, we're not only exposing our personal life, we're also exposing our environment, like our gates, our home, our car, to the world, right? That's the first thing. The second, my second concern is about the environmental effects. Like when you see all these technologies, it requires a lot of energy, and for sure it will have some impact on the environment. Any comment on that? Thank you.
Okay. All right. So first of all, first question is on the security. So that's why we have to integrate closely with all the security vendors out there to secure our phones, secure our machines, our PC, and our servers. So there's a few layers to solve it. Of course, from a corporate point of view, things like firewall. Okay, of course, the first thing, we have to protect the networks. And then from there, we have to install antivirus to protect in terms of servers and the client. Same goes for mobiles. Okay, you do know that we do have antivirus and anti-malware for mobile versions. So far, what we have, this is what we have to address the issue in terms of securities. Okay, antivirus to protect our devices. So second of all, in terms of environment, okay, not to Malaysia yet, but for other countries, like for example China and all the emerging countries, we have number one, we have our solar solutions, solar PV. So that's one way how we address in terms of the energy, our solar solution. Second of all is that we do have our data center solutions, which means that rather than impacting the environment, we have what we call mobile data center. Mobile, which I didn't cover these days because there's too many products. Mobile data center means that data centers can actually move up from a building. Rather than it's situated in a building, it's actually in a container. A container-based mobile data center. Okay. What I can say is that we have a lot of branches, like for example in Shenzhen and so on. If we actually come down to our so-called our HQ or one of our R&D center, we can actually show you how this mobile center work hand in hand in our solar solutions. We actually having all these solutions being integrated, being running in China. Yes. So far, that's how we handle it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah. Yes.
My question is on the e-government. My question here is, how will it look like? Is it will it just concentrate on strategic management, that is the top level managers, to the operational, or even the citizens can be able to access the whole activities taking place in the government?
Okay. So far from what I know, based on the implemented solution, like for example, the nearest, our closest is Philippines. Philippines actually have this safe city concept. Okay, I have to explain the earlier part, then only I can address the issue. What happened is that right now, if we buy a property or if we choose to buy a property, it's no longer just the property that interests us. It's the concept and what it offers in terms of that particular area. So what happened is that Philippines actually have this particular place called Beneficial. They have this safe city or smart city solution, whereby basically in layman terms, everything is very closely monitored, okay, by the developer or by the security management, or is integrated with the PDRM in our case, the security enforced. So right now, based on all these implemented solutions, it is top down. It is still the government or the authorities are able to access all these sensitive information like crime preventions and monitoring the citizens is still a top down at the moment. It's only the authorities able to access it, because like what the earlier just now mentioned is that our securities or so-called controls are not that comprehensive yet. So therefore, information are not being shared to the citizens so far. Yes. All right. Yes. Any other questions? Okay. Else that's it, because it's overtime already. Yeah. Correct. So,
Thank you to Mr. Winston Wong for his knowledge sharing. Please give a big applause for Mr. Winston Wong for his sharing. With that, the session ended. Thank you for coming.